Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nisi if you're new around here, and today I am doing this ISSA RAE inspired look. This was the look she had on her very recent Essence cover. It was natural but better with a dash of color. It's such a pretty look. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to put a picture in here so you can see if you haven't seen it already. And then I'm going to get into how I achieved this look. So if you want to see that, please do keep watching. I'm really nervous about trying this look out because it's so soft, it's so well blended, and it's just so beautiful, and it's light. There's nothing heavy about it, and sometimes I'm quite heavy-handed with my makeup, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, you won't know until you try. I'm using my Embryolisse cream concentrate. It's really good as a base for makeup. It's very hydrating. And then next I'm going to apply a primer, and I haven't used this before. It's a sample that I got from MAC. It is the Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base Lumiere, and it's in the shade Radiant Pink. It's got a little bit of sparkle and shimmer in it. Just looks like that. I'm going to put this all over my face. So I'm going to start by doing a little bit of color correcting under my eyes because I don't want to use too much concealer. So this is the Nip and Fab Corrector in the shade Terracotta. Just going to put this under my eyes, but I'm just going to use a little bit because I'm going to use foundation anyway. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to kind of just blend that in. I just kind of like it better than something that's ridiculously red. Okay, so I'm going to take my beauty blender now, and I'm just going to dab it on top of everything. Okay, I feel like I have a sort of like an even starting point now, so I'm going to move on to foundation, and I'm using the Nip and Fab foundation in the shade 50. I like this because it's quite similar to the MAC Face and Body, so it's quite light and it's not too matte, it's not too dewy. It's a good balance between, you know, matte and dewy, and that's the kind of look I'm going for. And this is actually quite red. It's very red, so I don't know if you can tell, but it is quite red. I'm just gonna stipple that all over my face. Very red. And back to the beauty blender, and I'm going to just make sure that everything is sitting evenly on my skin. Oh, I really like this. I really like it. It just looks so even and so natural and so light. I think at this point I'll jump and do my brows, and then I'll come back to everything else later. You know what's crazy? Every time I sit down to do a video, my brows decide not to cooperate. It's so crazy. I can do my brows perfectly when I'm not filming, but as soon as I decide to film, they just turn against me. I don't know why. So this is where we are. It looks really nice and dewy and pretty. I'm going to have a look at this eyeshadow and see what was going on here. So it looks like she had like an orange going on, and then like it kind of blended into a pink. So I'm going to start with this palette here. This is by Revolution. It is the Regeneration Trends Mischief Mattes palette. Okay, I'll start with this one. This is called Daydream. I haven't used this before actually. I'll start with that and kind of see where that is going before I decide on anything else. So yeah, I'm going to put this quite high up in my crease, like all the way up here. And I haven't really primed my lids. I just applied that little bit of corrector back then. Okay, so I am gonna prime my lids after all. because it's just turning into a nightmare trying to blend these colors. So that just blanks out all the color, my natural lid color. Oh, please ignore that little bit of color that I'd already put in there because we're pretty much starting again. And going back into that daydream color, and I'm just putting it in my crease. I'm gonna pack it and then I'll blend it. I think that might work better. I really love ISSA RAE's makeup for this Essence shoot. It just looks really pretty. And I also heard she got engaged, and I noticed anyway from the pictures that she was wearing a really sparkly engagement ring. Really nice. Okay, so next is this color here, this halftime color. It's more of a coral. It's less orange and kind of more coral. Yeah, it's really pretty. So I'm putting this in the outer corner and the inner corner of my eye, so the outside and the inside. Outside and inside. Bringing this into the crease a little bit, just to kind of join those two colors that I've just done. This color, Ricochet, is going on just the outer corner, just right here, the bottom. This color here, it's pink, it's Underdog. It's actually being washed out. Honestly, I feel like it's being washed out by the light. I'm really sorry, but this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, the colors are quite bright, but the light is washing them out a bit when I try and show you the shades I'm using. So Underdog is going on the center of the eye. It's a really pinky pink. I don't know what that means. It's very pink. It's very sweet pink. I'm putting that in the center just to kind of close off everything that was happening there. And I could be wrong, but I kind of see as if there's a little bit of shimmer just on the middle there, so I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna apply a bit of shimmer. I looked through all my palettes that I have. There's a pink in there, so I'm just gonna put this in the middle, just very slightly, just to add the tiniest touch of shimmer possible, the tiniest. Looking at it, there looks like there might be a little bit of yellow on the outside, so I'm going to take another blending brush, a clean one, and using the yellow from this palette, the yellow in the top row here, that one, I'm going to just use that to blend the edges of the shadow, and hopefully that's just going to give that sunset look. It's very subtle. It's very subtle actually. You can't really see it much. And that is it for the eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back and do more skin, and then yeah, let's see what we can come up with. You know, just dotting it on the inside here, just to get rid of that deep set. I'm not going to set this just yet because I want to set everything. I'm going to use the powders all together. So next up, what else has she got going on? So she's got this blush that kind of goes from like here all the way down to about there. So to create that look, I'm going to use a stippling brush and a cream. I'm using a cream blush. So I'm gonna put some on this side and then put some on this side. I'm just gonna blend it. Oh, I can see it. I can see. I think I've overdone it. I think I've overdone it. Okay. So it like kind of joins the eyeshadow, and it's got this whole really nice sort of editorial kind of thing going on, and it kind of just blends into the shadow really nicely. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I think I'm going to stop here for a little bit and carry on with everything else. For highlight, I'm using a cream highlighter. This is the Facial Bronzing Balm by High Glow by Rochelle Humes, and I'm using this kind of flat stippling brush to apply it. I'm going to put it on the high point of my face, so here, and then she's got some like right here, and then obviously the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose. So we'll do this very gently, and then just kind of like on the bridge as well. I think this looks pretty good so far. I'm going to dab it all down with my sponge. It's just gonna help blend it as well because these are creams. I'm just gonna try and blend them out a little. I think that's pretty much it for the skin. Everything else is just gonna be powders. So starting with, this is the Ready Set Smooth powder by Barry M. Using the tiniest bit of this powder to just set my under eyes slightly so that that concealer doesn't move. But I'm not, as you can see, I'm not baking. I am just making sure that this is set. I'm quite heavy-handed with my powder, so this is actually quite difficult for me. Set my nose. And just the middle of my forehead as well. I'm also going to set the blush. I'm using this palette by Sleek. It has some beautiful, beautiful pinks. I'm actually going to reach for the darkest one in here. You know, so scary, right? You can't really... Okay! I've done too much. And I've overdone this. Why? Can we recover? Can we recover? It's okay. I'm hoping when I apply my all over powder, it will kind of fade it a little bit. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Next is my bronzer. This is the Bronzing Block by Sleek. It's so hard to see with all this light in my face. Yeah, I've overdone it with the blush. I think I've overdone it with the blush. So let me do my lipstick. And she doesn't overline. Her lips aren't overlined. They're actually underlined. And yeah, you can see her Cupid's bow very clearly. It's almost like she's not wearing any liner at all. I don't think I can get away with not wearing liner, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of it. For lipstick, this is the Maybelline Color Drama in Berry Much. It's kind of just like a jumbo stick. I don't know if that's pigmented enough. Okay, so back to eyes. But let me see. She doesn't seem to have any color on the lower lash line. She just seems to have a very subtle little bit of brown eyeliner just on my waterline. Just to finish off, she is wearing, they don't even look like strip lashes to me. They look more like individual lashes. I'm using some very subtle strip lashes instead. Her lashes are on, and the other thing also is she has the tiniest bit of liner. It's just where the lashes sit. Okay, so I'm applying my mascara just to blend the falsies with the real ones. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to apply my all over face powder, which is by Estee Lauder. I am going to buff this area because I do want to kind of soften the blush color a little. There we go, just erased it now. Because I want to make it a little bit softer, because it did look quite harsh before. So I think that's kind of done it. So yes, this is the final look. I really like the look. I hope you guys like it as well. Yeah, let me know what you think of this look. I would probably, this is quite summer, isn't it? It would make for a really nice summer event, summer brunch, baby shower type outdoorsy event. I think it looks really, really nice for that. So yeah, let me know what you think. It was quite interesting because some of the makeup I used today I've never used before. So it was a really good excuse for me to kind of play around with my makeup and some of the stuff that I don't normally reach for. If you see a look that you would like to see me recreate, do let me know. I'm always looking for an excuse to play around with my makeup because I have a lot of it, and yeah, and I don't use it enough. Okay, so that's it. Until next time, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.